For this bonus video, I had an idea, a would you rather format for this bonus video. I'm just going to provide two situations, and you tell me which one you would rather in this situation, either a situation or basically just have to make the choice. And we'll just have Andrew, Rick, and Dan just answer, and we'll just go in that same order for each of those questions. That sound okay? I'm getting a lot of nods. That sounds okay. All right. Here's this first scenario. If you were a fan of an NHL team, would you rather go through a season like what the Canadiens are going through right now, or would you rather your team make the playoffs and lose in the first round? Andrew, which one would you rather have?
I think it's context dependent, right? If you're a team like the
We
Tampa
know
Bay
all
Lightning,
these are context
I know.
dependent. Just pick one.
I would rather be a rebuilding team than lose in the first round, especially if it's a team that's consistently losing in the first round. The worst place to be in the NHL is like 10th place to 7th place. The teams that just aren't there and are stuck.
Okay. Rick, what about you?
I would rather see the team make the playoffs. At least by making playoffs, they've had a fairly successful year. They're trending the right way. The experience of going into the playoffs, even though you do lose out, is a bonus somewhat in allowing the team to experience something that some guys have never done before. But I think that the bottom line is successful regular season, get in the playoffs, and then who knows what can happen.
It's make the playoffs and lose in the first round for me, Julian. There's no excitement right now around the city, and I know in and of itself, like you're talking about a rebuild, that's something separate, I think. But yeah, listen, the Magic in Montreal, even if they're the last seed going into the playoffs, it's something special, and I miss it personally. So I'll say get into that playoffs, into the first round, and lose is better than the season that we all just watched unfold.
Oh, yeah, geez. And I know some people like Stu Cowan are still counting down the days until it ends. Next scenario. Whose season would you rather play through? Nick Suzuki's season or Cole Caulfield's season?
I think I'd have to take Nick Suzuki's season, because at no point this season did I think that Nick Suzuki was playing poorly. He was overworked for sure, overburdened, but I'm not sure that I have the mental fortitude to go through what Cole Caulfield went through in the first 30 games and then light it up the rest of the year. That is straight up incredible. I mean, if it's guaranteed that I could do that, sure, I'll take Cole Caulfield's year, but I'd probably take Nick Suzuki's year earlier, especially since he's guaranteed like $8 million a year.
Yeah, that's a good payday.
Cole Caulfield for me. I mean, having the start that he had and the not having the opportunity to play and show his stuff. He had a lot of, pressure on him, Calder information, projections, all this stuff. It wasn't happening. He now has had an opportunity to play and show his stuff. And now he's responded in such a great way that, he's showing he's the most exciting guy to watch on the Montreal Canadiens in my books, and, is going to continue to bring some really nice stuff to watch and be entertained by a really nice kid.
It's a good question. I think Cole had to be tortured early when he wasn't able to score just once in 30 games. And that goal that he scored in Washington, the goaltender made a left pad save and they had to check and went over the goal line. And you thought, is this kid ever going to get a break? But I would say I would rather have gone through the season of Nick Suzuki than Caulfield. And even when Nick wasn't producing early, it's like Andrew said, he had such a weight on him and he had such a burden offensively and all over the ice. And the thing is, too, we're looking at him. He might be able to get a point a game over the last half of the season. So I think if he gets 41 and 41, that'd be cool. And I think from start to finish, to have his season and to have that payday waiting, that would be my preference.
And 41 and 41 would definitely be official. Next one. If you had to lose one of these two goalies, which one would you rather keep? Carey Price or Jake Allen?
I think if you're the Canadiens right now, you probably want to keep Carey Price, simply because I think if you move Jake Allen, you're getting a lot more, right? He's such a cheap contract. He's proven that he can be a great goaltender for stretches. He can be a number one, preferably a 1B, but he could be the top guy in a duo kind of thing, playing 50 games a year. He can stop 49 out of 50 shots against the Toronto Maple Leafs in a game in a lost season. Like, I think Allen you could get a lot for, and Carey Price, moving him becomes a how do we fit this? What kind of bad contract do we take back? Even though Price has had the better career, his contract just makes everything so much tougher. And with the Canadiens rebuilding, the cap hit doesn't really matter during a rebuild, right? You can spend to the cap if you're the Montreal Canadiens, and it's okay.
And there's still a lot of unanswered questions with Carey Price that we've talked about. Is this guy going to be able to play again? I mean, everybody's wondering what the situation is. And, I have to give full marks to Allen, a guy that stepped in there and has done an exceptional job, and allowed the team to be competitive each and every night. And he's the guy that I really prefer. And, Carey Price, too many question marks there.
Okay.
I think for me, I'd rather see them keep Price, and until it's proven that he can't do it anymore, because still fresh in my mind is what he did last year in the playoffs. And I know obviously it's what was minor surgery turned out to be a major recuperation that, as we speak, hasn't become clear yet. But I don't know. I think the guy has shown enough over time here in Montreal that he should be given the benefit of the doubt. And what a great story it would be if he could come back next year. I know they're trying to rebuild and retool, but who's in the organization that you can count on for another number of years in goal? It's just the question that won't go away, and I guess it's going to be there for another few months at least.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've said it on different shows too. If Carey Price is playing at a good enough level, you could make the argument the Canadiens don't even have to move on from Carey Price. One last one for you all, gentlemen. Would you rather block a slap shot from Shea Weber or fight Michael Pezzetta?
Pezzetta's a tough cookie, but I'm going to fight Mike Pezzetta because it's probably not going to last very long. And blocking a Shea Weber shot just seems like taking my life into a dangerous area that I don't want to take that risk. What if it hits me in the face? No, thank you.
That's what I'm about to say. Your face. That's exactly. Your moneymaker right now.
Or like the neck. You could die.
Oh. Rick.
Every NHL player that takes goes in front of a Shea Weber shot, like, my hat is off to you. You're very brave.
And I don't think I could, find enough body armor to protect myself against a Shea Weber shot. And, I just remember kind of a comparison. I don't know if you guys remember, maybe Dan, a guy named Al McGinnis. I used to think, here it comes. And I pretended that I was going to get in the shooting lane, but I really did not, and left it to Patrick to make the save. So those kind of guys are quite intimidating. So on the other side, I would prefer to fight Mike Pezzetta because I knew that I'd have a real good opportunity against him because I had a lot more hair to pull.
Well, I think the thought of me fighting Mike Pezzetta is a funny one. I'm 52 and not in shape, but even if I was 27 and in shape like I was, it wouldn't have ended well for me. But I'm going to take you on, Mike. I'm going to hang on for dear life because if one of those Weber shots hits you in the wrong spot, it can cause a lot of problems. And I miss seeing him wind up at home and the anticipation of the crowd as he teed one up. But yes, I'll even go after Pezzetta right now. I think he's probably out in the lobby if that's what it takes to avoid taking a Shea Weber shot to anywhere in my body.
You ever see those lists of the players who've been injured by Weber's shot over the years? It's like
I was going to bring that
players long.
But a good shout out to my Nova Scotian ally, Al McGinnis, as Rick said. I know Sergio said that Al would say, okay, just what are you doing? Like, don't jump out of the way. Put your stick on the ice. And he'd hit the puck with the stick. The legend is that he'd take 1,000 shots a day against his old schoolhouse back in Port Hood, Nova Scotia. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But whatever he did, it worked for him.
I heard a story about Al McInnes. Sorry, Julian, but I think it's good that McInnes, when he liked a goalie, he would only take wrist shots in practice. And the goalies that he didn't like so much were getting the full ripper.
Oh, man. Yeah, geez. I think that ambulance is already on the prowl just in case we have to take those shots from Shea Weber, which thankfully we're all not going to do. Please subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out show on YouTube and the newsletter. Visit hockeyinsideout.com to check out more episodes of our great show.